Are you ready for the next 12 months? What are some of the key things that you need to think about when creating a 12-month business plan? My name is Nell, I'm an Action Coach business coach, and I make sure that all my clients have a 12-month focused business plan. But how do we create that? Well, first of all, we start with looking back. Little bit of reflection, where have we been this year? I've done a video on this earlier, so go and have a look in the video library, but it's very simple. What do you need to stop doing? What do you need to start doing? What do you need to continue doing? So really simple, what's worked well for you this year? Little bit of reflection of where are we right now? Then we'll also look at cash flow, finances. Where do we want to be? Where have we been? What's been good this year? What has not been good? Look at some of the KPIs, key performance indicators. Could be team ones, could be business ones. So it's all about understanding what's worked well this year, what hasn't worked well this year. We'll also reflect back on what did we actually have on our plan, on our 12-month plan of the current year. What have we achieved? What have we not achieved? I often joke to my clients, because we work with Postit notes on an actual wall chart, you figure out pretty quick whether you're a ticker offer or a taker offer of the Post-it notes. So how empty is your chart, or how many of your Post-it notes have been ticked off? Which ones have not happened? Allows us to look at, do we need to do something with that? Is that no longer relevant? Do we need to, chuck that in the bin, or is that something we need to look at next year? So again, we look at what was on the plan for this year, what was on the plan for the last 90 days, and again, what has and hasn't been achieved. Then we look forward. Next 5 years, what is it that you wanted to achieve in the next 5 years? Where are we right now? We all know that having a plan is great, but actually the plan is actually not that important. It's the process of planning. So what has changed in the last 12 months that has meant that your plan and some of your future achievements and goals have already been done a lot earlier? Some might have moved backwards, some might no longer be relevant. So what's a 5-year plan looking like? What does that mean in the next 12 months? Do a bit of a brain dump. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? Who do you want to be? So a great combination of all the activities that you want to do in the business. Where do you need to be from a mindset and a behaviors perspective? And what needs to happen with all of that? Now, if right now you go, I keep thinking about writing a plan, but I never do it, I'd love to give you one reading recommendation. Bear with. Ta-da! This is a really, really great book for you to go and read. It's fairly old. I don't think it's on Audible, but don't quote me on that. It's about 150 odd pages, so pretty easy read, but it's fantastic when you have never done any goal setting and you don't really know where to start. A lot of the things that I work with come out of this book, so go and get yourself a copy of that. Jumping into another year with no business plan and no direction will mean that for another year, you'll be constantly on the back foot. It means that you'll be constantly wondering, actually, I was thinking of doing this, but then it never really happens. And it never really happens because you haven't sat down and worked out, what does that actually mean? What do we need to do in January? What do we need to do in February to be able to be on track towards achieving something extra by November or December time? They don't just happen miraculously. We have to do the planning around all of this. We have to break that down into smaller chunks. And just having it in your head is not a plan. It's one of my favorite quotes. A plan is not a plan unless it's written down. It's just an idea. And as business owners, if we want to keep moving forward, we have to take some time out of our diaries to sit down, map this out, work this out. What does this mean? What does this look like? So next year can become the most successful year for you. So go and map it out. Where have you been this year? What are the stats, the trends, the figures telling you? How do we now pour that into a plan that links into what you want to achieve with the business and with your life in the next 12 months?